We have a great work ahead of us. Government revenues have diminished considerably, largely due to the fall in oil prices. This means for us little income from oil. Non-oil income, largely made up of taxes, are also dramatically reduced on account of the lockdown. It is clear that businesses face the prospect of collapse or crippling losses. So, we must prepare for difficult times while government continues to seek ways of supporting businesses and industry. I note with particular interest the focus of the plan on A, stimulating the economy through a mixture of government spending and CBN structured loans to support businesses, especially sectors facing difficulties as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic and the resultant socio-economic lockdown. B, retaining and creating millions of jobs, especially for our youth, through massive programs in the agricultural and agro-allied sectors, housing, business process outsourcing, facilities management, and public works. Promoting targeted job-creating infrastructural investment in roads, bridges, communications technology, and installation of solar home systems with particular emphasis on locally sourced materials. D, encouraging local manufacturing as a means of promoting national while protecting Nigerian jobs and providing.
3, that millions more may fall into extreme poverty before the pandemic ends. And 4, that GDP may fall to between minus 4.4% and minus 8.9%, depending on the length of the lockdown period and the strength of our economic response. So we decided on a strategy hinged on Mr. President's mantra to, quote, produce what we eat and consume what we produce. In other words, to create millions of new jobs, we need to focus on encouraging local production, local services, local innovation, and emphasize the use of local materials. Nigeria and Nigerians can produce our food, build our houses, construct our roads using local materials in almost all cases. If we must import, it must be to support local production. We have therefore recommended that we must carry out mass programs that create jobs and utilize local materials. Such will include a mass agricultural program, which is expected to bring between 20,000 and 100,000 hectares of new farmland under cultivation in every state of the Federation and create millions of direct and indirect job opportunities. 2, extensive public works and road construction programs focusing on both major and rural roads and using locally available materials like limestone, cement, and granite, and of course, stone. 3, a mass housing program to deliver up to 300,000 homes annually, engaging young professionals and artisans who form themselves into small and medium-scale businesses within the construction industry, using indigenous labor and materials. 4, the installation of solar home systems, targeting about 5 million households, with the collaboration of the private sector, serving about 25 million individual Nigerians who are currently not connected to the national grid. We've also recommended support for local production and manufacturing of all that is possible, including technology applications, software, shoes, garments, steel fabrication, ceramics, and furniture, with the required capital and essential machinery. We've also recommended the provision of ample support for the informal sector through low-interest loans and by easing procedures for registration, for licensing, for obtaining permits, etc. By these means, urban and informal business people like mechanics, tailors, artisans, and petty traders will be encouraged to improve and develop their services. Support for MSMEs, especially in assisting to restructure their loans with banks. Amongst others, this will assist businesses in the pharmaceutical, aviation, hotels and hospitality industry, private schools, road transportation, technology companies, and the creative industry, among others. 4, the facilitation of broadband connectivity across the country and the creation of a wide variety of technology and ICT jobs. 5, the expansion of the social investment program through an increase in the number of cash transfer beneficiaries, an increase in the number of NPower volunteers, and sundry traders enjoying small and micro loans through the market money and trader money schemes. The pre-existing conditional cash transfers will also be extended. Our recommendation is it should also be extended to cover a large number of the extremely poor already